I'm gonna get back when I feel like, when I feel like, when I feel like, when I feel get back when I feel like.
James, great to finally have you on the studio here today. Welcome. Thanks for all the efforts that you've done on the park. Now I have you on the studio, I want to find out a little bit more about you and how European cricket has evolved over the last few years. But firstly, back in New Zealand, what are some of your first memories of cricket?
First memories of cricket have to be in the backyard as eating young Kiwi growing up, playing with your brothers, your neighbours, losing the ball on neighbouring property. For my first proper match though, I'd say I was about 6 or 7 years old fielding. I took a catch and everyone was celebrating the fielder, the bowler. And I didn't get it. I was like, I've just taken this catch. Why are they celebrating him? I never got it. Didn't get it that whole year. We were at the prize ceremony and he gets a trophy for taking a hat trick. I'm thinking, why is he getting this trophy? I took the catch. I didn't know what a hat trick was. I was just gutted I didn't get a trophy. That's my first competitive cricket memory.
So you took the catch, which was his hat trick?
Yeah, but I mean, I took the catch.
Well done. And what was the name of the club?
North Shore Cricket Club, oldest club in New Zealand.
Incredible. When did they start?
1850.
And who are the other famous cricketers from North Shore Cricket Club?
Danny Morrison's through North Shore Cricket Club.
Yeah?
Yeah, one of our old boys.
Has he got his photo on the wall there?
Sure does.
And when you go back to New Zealand, do you drop by the club there and see what's going on?
I go down there occasionally, keep an eye on the cricket.
And then, so when you went to school, were you playing cricket as well, or just at the club?
Yeah, so from year 5 till 10, you're basically at the cricket club, and then at intermediate school, you play for intermediate school, then you go to high school play, then once high school's finished, it's back down to the cricket club. For me, it was more of a social thing at that point, cricket. Basically, the same group of mates from when I was about 11 years old, right until after high school, we were playing every Saturday.
Right, and you were playing rugby as well?
Yep, rugby over the road at North Shore Rugby Club.
Yep. And then, so what took you away from New Zealand? Where was the first stop?
First stop, moved over to the US for a winter. I was really into my skiing, my snowboarding, winter sports. So went over there for a 6-month winter, came back, started working, then decided I'd want to do a bit more skiing and snowboarding. So moved over to Canada for 2 years, came back again. Didn't really want to be away from the snow, so moved down to the South Island. That's where I met my current partner in 2011. Good year for New Zealand, won the Rugby World Cup back then. It's easy to remember.
And obviously your partner's German. So then what took you to Germany? Did she decide to move to Germany, or did you both?
Yeah, I wasn't quite ready to move to Germany yet, and her visa was running out in New Zealand. So we moved over to Melbourne for about 9 months, but she really wanted to come back and study. So we decided, okay, let's head over there, let's move over, check out Germany. Right,
and then you got to Munich, and what were your first memories of cricket in Germany?
Yeah, I was in Munich, didn't speak the language, didn't know anyone around there, so just searched on Google Munich Cricket Club, and it turns out there was a cricket club called Munich Cricket Club. So I went down one day for a training, met Desmond Bradley. He asked me, am I a batter or a bowler? I was not really sure I'm either, but I just said I'm a bowler. Yeah, then ran into some tall Australian guy, the Daniel Weston, you might have met him before. And yeah, that's where my German or European cricket started.
Yeah, and then obviously we were touring. We were a big touring cricket club back then, so we were playing cricket together. I remember I think the first weekend I spent with you, we were in the dorm room, and there was some tuna fish.
That's not a great story.
That was put into your sleeping bag, or into your pillow, and then I wanted to make sure that you knew that before you went to sleep that night. And I think that was the first time we sort of
communicated. Yeah, it was a bit of I don't know if I call it a rookie hazing or initiation, but yeah, I was in the room. Something smelled very fishy in that room. I mean, it's 13 guys sharing a dorm room, so it's always going to smell a bit fishy. But then, yeah, I was like, what's going on? You told me it was in there. I thought it was Gus on the bottom bunk, so I went to whack him with my pillowcase. Didn't realise there was tuna inside that pillowcase. The tuna came out everywhere. I felt sorry for the lady who had to clean up in the morning.
That was incredible. But these European cricket memories, the touring, playing short form cricket with your friends, that was, yeah, just a fantastic moment. And then obviously we started to work together, trying to promote cricket in Germany with German Cricket TV. How did you enjoy those few months?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I'd quit my job. I was all set to move back to New Zealand. I was going to move in December. Julie would move in February after her study had finished. And you said, do you want to do some work for me for a month? Just help me with this video editing. And because I'm a professional video editor, I said, sure, I'll help you out, Dan. I know how to do this. Done it lots before. So I gave you a hand. The month was done. I was on my last trip. I was up in Berlin. We're having a last little holiday before leaving Europe. And I got this message when I'm on the train in Berlin. It says, hey mate, I know you're leaving, but I'd like you to stay here and help me with this. And I just looked at my screen. We missed our stop by 2 stops, thinking, okay. And so had a chat with my partner, with my girlfriend Julia, and decided, you know, maybe it's going to be tough for her to move back to New Zealand straight away without any experience from studying. So I thought I'd rather take this risk and it doesn't pay out than not take the risk and see this become what it is now and even bigger. So yeah, happy with the choice. And yeah, back then, German Cricket TV.
We had lots of cameras. We had 18 GoPros. We had 12 cameras on tripods, and we essentially just wanted to travel around Europe and create as much content as we can to promote the game. That's what we did for 2 years, until the famous Cricket on Ice event, which was fantastic, with Cricket Switzerland, getting invited to go there. 1 year we meet Vinny there, who became our commentator.
Mr. Maximo.
And then the next year we were there, we obviously met Roger Finer, which then started the discussions around doing something doing something more than German Cricket TV, which then evolved into the European Cricket Network. There's some of those memories as well. I mean, when we started the European Cricket League for the first time in 2019, we had 4 kilometres of banner to put up, and I remember those days of creating that first event, creating that branding, and just doing everything with our bare hands. They were, yeah, it's incredible because we were creating something new, obviously with Jonty as well, and many others. Going into the unknown, just wanting to promote the game as best we could.
Yeah, it's always pretty incredible when you look back on those days as well, of what we put on for those 3 days and how much work went into it. And you know, to be honest, not much experience putting that event on either. And, you know, none of us had done this before, and yeah, I think just a week of no sleep. I think my greatest moment was right after the final was done. It was, you got that sense of relief that we'd achieved this, and yeah, it was a really great feeling. And to see where it keeps growing is, you know, from a 3-day 10-team event to a 30-day 35-team event is massive.
Yeah, and it's huge thanks to you, and being head of operations now. I know that after that first event I couldn't sleep for many weeks. I was eating ice cream non-stop because the buzz of having that ECL for the first 3 days was so high. It was actually, it was hard to think about what was next, and then obviously we wanted to plan the next event, and then Corona came, and then we completely changed what the plans were to create this European Cricket Series. So now that we're promoting and trying to help grow the game all across Europe, do you see a big opportunity in where it's all leading for European cricket?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you look at the growth we've already created, it's been impressive. You know, just building a structure in Europe for teams to really excel on the platform, to really excel. You know, a lot of guys before, you know, they weren't so interested in winning their league, because you win your league, you got a plastic trophy. You know, some clubs took it seriously, but there wasn't much of a carrot really for them. Now that they're so passionate about it, they all want to be on this field here playing in ECL 19. You see it growing all the time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it's fantastic. I know. Yeah, I knew you were the right man to help with this. Just ever since I first met you, and it's been an absolute pleasure to work with you in these years. Let's hope it's just the beginning now. We've got so much ahead of us, especially with the women's ECC that will start in a few weeks' time, and we really want to expand the women's game, because I know Julia, obviously your partner, loves the sport. She plays the sport, and if we can do as much for the women's game as we do for the guys, then that'd be really exciting in the years to come.
Yeah, and I think we're already doing that as well by putting on these ECS matches, putting on these internationals for the women as well. It's given them more opportunity of letting them take their cricket more serious as well, because they know they're being appreciated. So yeah, I think we can grow the game really well with the women's cricket too. Yeah,
absolutely. So James, once again, thank you so much to you and the ECN crew. Everyone that's trying to make this thing work, creating things new, and sometimes they're uncomfortable, and sometimes it's the first time we're ever doing things, but the way you and the entire crew hold themselves, yeah, congratulations, well done, and huge thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks James.